Morning, Krista. Morning, Kim. I have some Distressed Resist spray. Oh my goodness. I need to drink some more tea this morning. That I sprayed last night, and we're going to put Kraftin Kimmie ink over so you can see that. We're going to play with some stencils and the gel press. We're going to play with the Reinkers and some shaving cream. I saw a really cool technique, and I tried it, a modification of it with our Reinkers. And it made a really cool kind of distressy background, which I thought was really fun. And then I have some Nouveau embellishment mousse and I just got in some expanding mousse. So we're going to just make some backgrounds. What does that say? Your messiness. Yes, I have messiness. I am a inky... You haven't used your gel press, Kim? Oh my goodness. I am a messy crafter. If you could see the other side of my desk. Yeah, everybody would laugh. I work a lot, so when I craft, like I don't want to spend time cleaning, I want to spend time crafting. So it's a mess, and I make a mess, and like you can see my work surface, it's clean, but yeah, there's resist spray. So you've never bought a gel press? See, I like inky, messy backgrounds. I think they're a lot of fun. And I am going to use the new to me, the Picket Fence stencil brushes. I'm very heavy-handed with ink. The design team does all these beautiful light color through the stencil. And mine are like ink. Like if I'm going to use ink, I'm committed to my ink. Oh, thank you, Jessie. Get it out, Kim. Play with it. Play along. You can't mess it up. Yes, I think you need some of these for Shop the Box. So we're going to do this resist one first. Let me grab... I'm going to use Ruby Red, Raspberry Rose, and Pretty in Pink. And the brushes. Because I really like them. And so I'm going to show you like a preview. So I sprayed the Distressed Resist spray on this. And you can see like I had never used it. I'd bought it, I don't know, sometime last year when it came out. Probably the Creativation. But you can see where it splattered more. And then I inked over it with Mossy Meadow, Enchanted Emerald, and Lovely Lagoon. And you can see that distressy look. And I really liked that. So it gave me an idea. What if I took the Happy Heart stencil and put it over the top and then sprayed it? So that's what I did last night. I also have some other splatter ones that, we can play with if we want. But then I let this dry. So now we're going to ink it. And we're going to see what that looks like. So I have the Ruby Red. You have the Resist Say? Oh, I have Goosebumps too. Yeah, this is the same cardstock that I always use. Let me get it. This is the Hammer Mill. It's just color copy, digital cover. And it is, I'm looking for, 100-pound cover. And I got this, it's 100 sheets on Amazon. And I know I'm in the U.S., so my Amazon price is, I know, cheaper. But, go ahead, baby. My wine wants me to pet him. Here, get under the desk. Thank you. So I use this for all of my stenciling backgrounds or anything because it's a nice heavy cardstock. and it takes the ink really well. And it's cheap for me, at least here in the US. And if I mess up, it's not like I'm messing up an expensive piece of cardstock. So I'm just going to ink this. What's really cool about this Resist is there's a texture to it too. So now I'm adding some raspberry rose. And you could see where, you know, the Resist, I maybe moved it just a little bit. But again, right, we're looking for a distressed background. And then finally, this is the Pretty in Pink. So then if you feel like you got a little bit, I just take the little wipe and rub it over and make sure that there's no, I don't know if you can see that. If you can see that Resist and the bumpiness to it. There, you can kind of see it there maybe. So you can feel it. You need to get messy. Yeah, very soft, a very different look, but then you have that texture back there. So it's kind of fun. You know, obviously, I'm going to put these up and grab some different colors. This is the one through the Stencil. I sprayed, I was looking for one where I got a good splatter. We'll try this one. Because I know Kim loves purple. We'll use purple. And we'll do purple pansy, or I'm sorry, petunia and mermaid melody. You can't find the box that has all that fun stuff? The Resist doesn't take too long. I sprayed them and then went upstairs last night so they'd be dry. I would say though, depending on, you know, like if it's hot or cold. So up where you're at, Jessie, maybe a half an hour. After about 5 minutes, like I moved them and didn't stick my big old finger in it. But if I was rubbing ink, I'd want to make sure that it was really dry. All right. Now this one I just sprayed, but this is, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like you could spray it, go get some other stuff, then come back and ink. This is Purple Petunia. Now this was just a spray background. And you can kind of see that you can see, I think you can see that. I like it through the Stencil. That's my favorite, but I just wanted to show you, like, if you just spray it, how it looks. So you can see, I think you can see. So it resists those ink, and you can that texture. You can see it here, so it's lighter. And it depends on how heavy you go with the ink. But something fun that you can do with your stencils to give it a different look. Oops. I have, you know, my ink in color order because, you know, I'm that type A personality, so I got to put them back that way. All right. Let's try some mousse. Let's get sweater weather out. It is a neat texture. It's a different look. I kind of like that, you know, it's softer, it's more distressed, which is a nice look. Sometimes I don't want just clean. All right, here's some Nouveau embellishment mousse. Yes, I love this stencil. And for this, if you've never used it, it's firm. So I just blend, you can see it get that sheen to it, and pick some up, and then you can pick it up. What is so fun about the embellishment mousses is, can you see that metallic? So it's really pretty metallic. Just clean that up. So what kind of, yeah. So you have to shop the box and make sure you get the embellishment mousse. I really, really like it. It does have a little bit of a texture to it. This one is citrus green. But what's really fun to me, what I like about it is that metallic shine. And you could ink the background with Kimmie ink and then put this over the top. So let's see. Let's do some, I'm just going to do direct here because I want to get some ink down. Give it a little texture. Get a little color on there. And then we will put this down. And then we will put this back. And we'll use the silver this time because, oops. So same thing. And then you I shop way more than I should because I like all the new things, right? Okay. And then to clean these, I just take a baby wipe and that's it. Like I reuse, reuse, reuse. So then if I pull this up, now you have, and again, I could have inked it right completely, but I just wanted to show you. So now I have that metallic over the cardstock. So you don't have to do it on a straight white surface. It's really, you could do anything. You can color it first, and then it'll peek through. Let me get this cleaned up. Absolutely, that's what you should. I like to play with ink and stencils, and I love it. So just trying to give you some ideas of things to do with all the ink and stencils. All right, let's see. Let's do the gel press. I'll show you how I made that heart card in the last release. I used a paper towel to blot off some ink. And I used ruby red. And you can use Reinker for this. I'm going to use Reinkers in a minute. I'm on a different technique, but for this one, I'm going to use the ruby red and the raspberry rose. That card, I did the pretty in pink too. Pretty in pink is such a soft, beautiful color. I'm not sure how well it's going to show up in the video, so that's the only reason I'm just sticking to these two colors. And then I just wadded up a paper towel. I experimented a little bit. I used a plastic bag, and it removed the ink. But I really liked the texture that the paper towel left. So I just wadded it up. I'm off center here. Let's see if we can. And then I get that back in the screen. And then I just blotted some of the ink off. So you can see, and it kind of leaves that texture. And then I put it down, my paper down, right? And I use a brayer just so that if I get it on, you know, it puts the rest of that ink on it and it gets even pressure. So then when I pulled it off, so you can see where the paper towel was. So we'll do that again. Ruby red. Yes, Jessie, spend some money. You should spend some money. You can't take it with you. It's my motto. And then, right? And then I just blot it. Get some ink off. And then so that when I blended the colors a little better, I was heavy-handed here, lighter up there, on purpose, just so you guys could see, right? You can take off as much or as little. In that card, I then went back with the hearts and stamped them in the coordinating colors, right? I stamped some of the ruby red down here as well as up in the rose. Stamped the rose so you got a little darker tones as well as tone on tone. So it gave it a very nice subtle background. So again, easy to do with what you own. Well, assuming you have a gel press. But how can you not have a gel press? Another one that's really fun to do. We're going to take Purple Petunia. And in this case, I'm just going to use Purple Petunia because I want to show you, you know how to blend colors. But did you know that you can take your stencil, put your stencil on, then remove your stencil. I don't think I got it all the way in there, but that's all right. Then put your paper on. And then, how about that? So it removes the ink. You can see here the ink that's on the stencil. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Sabrina. And then, right, it's the opposite of a resist. You're pulling that ink off and leaving the color down, which is kind of fun. Let me get my stencil cleaned here. So a different look, but to me, that looks like a sweater. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. All right. Let me put this aside. I saw this really cool, I'm going to put this stencil, I'm going to get a different stencil. Let's get the burlap. This will be fun for the burlap. And I keep mine in little pouches, and I cut the Kimmie backer down, and then I put them in the little and label them so that I don't bin them. I know everybody likes to talk organization, so. Yeah, see, Bridget, pull out your stencil and your gel press and play. Like, that's what I like. It's just ink and paper. You can't mess it up, but you can have a lot of fun and find a whole bunch of techniques that are really cool. Okay, for this one, I'm going to use shaving cream. So the thought of it is like that shaving cream technique. Let me put some here on my mat. If you've ever seen that, let me smooth this out. Okay. And then, what color Reinkers do you guys want me to use? Hi, Mary. I have them all the luscious Krafty colors. So what do you guys want me to mix in here? Anybody? My favorite color. Yes. So I like these. They're made by Prima. And there is the 1 inch and the 2 inch. I use the 1 inch most often, but you can see I have purple petunia on there. Lovely Lagoon and Mermaid Melody. Okay, and a pink. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Turquoise. All right. What about turquoise and pink? Here's Raspberry Rose. And I'll just drop some color on there. And then there's Lovely Lagoon. There it is, Mermaid Melody. Okay. And then I just take like the back of a paintbrush, and what you're gonna do is like do some light. I don't want it blended, but I do want it mixed up a little bit. You know what I mean? Now you could do this with anything, a credit card, you know, a spatula. I like the little, I have this, so I use this. And what I do is I just lightly pick up some color and then drag it through the stencil. Now, you can, watch, I can pick up a whole bunch and then drag it through. But what I found when I was playing with this was that I was really, I mixed the colors a lot. And I didn't always want to. And the mermaid is overpowering the pink right here. But we'll try it again. But if I dabbed, I could get a little more control on what I was doing with the colors. So it looks like a hot mess. However, if we pull this off, how about that? Has a really cool, fun look. And you have light and dark, so you get that gradient color. Which is super fun. So just fun, a fun technique. I really like that dimension that it gives. So, something different to do. We'll do another one. Let me throw that. It is a little messy. We all know that I like the messy techniques. Everybody that was at retreat had ink on their fingers. To me, that's a successful day of crafting when I walk away, go to dinner with my husband, and I have ink on my fingers. So again, right, I'm going to finish this shaving cream and then we can make another. It will work with texture paste too. And I can do that after this. I have texture paste. Here, we'll do that. Let me finish this just so we don't waste all that yummy color. We'll just This has, and again, right, I chose a very dominant color with a softer color. So those are the results that I have. And I try not to over mix because I don't want it to be mixed. Yeah, it will dry flat. And you can also, you know, do a wipe over for to get a lot of, this will dry faster if you do a wipe over and get most of that shaving cream off. And I'll show you that. So see, even though this is a second, you can see the bits of pink down here and up here. Not as dramatic, because again, this was the second use of the same shaving cream, if you will. But both, I would use both of them. Like I like them both. All right, let me clean up my mess, and we'll use texture paste. Let me get rid of this mess. Yeah, regular cardstock. I just use 100-pound, happens to be hammer mill that I got from Amazon. Yeah, this is just Barbasol that I got, I'm pretty sure at the dollar store, that I keep in my craft room. Because my husband wants to use some, you know, fancy gel. I'm like, no, I just want plain shaving cream, so that I can craft with it. It's really, I think, is the medium first. It stays wet, right? So that you can have that Reinker sit on top of it, and then you can move it around. Let me just clean this so we don't mix. Okay. Okay, I have some, where is my crackle? Here it is. From my Shop the Box, I have some Reinker crackle. So, now it is a little different texture. So we'll blob some on here. I need a little more here. Let's see, what do we want for this? Let's use the Harlequin. If you haven't got this stencil, you should grab it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, and I believe purple was requested. Hey, Carrie. Here's some purple petunia. And what do we want? I think somebody had said Lovely Lagoon, so we'll put a little Lovely Lagoon in there, which is a little dark too, but it's all right. Oh, here's my paintbrush. And we're just going to like spread out. Get it a little bit of blending in there. And then we're gonna pick it up So you can see the difference between an open stencil, right? This one is way more open than the burlap. And that's why I wanted to, and something, you know, open like this. Okay. All right. Let me pull this off. So I actually make a ton of 5.5 by 5.5, and that is because I cut 8.5 by 11 cardstock down. And I have a ton of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So I don't want to, I want to use that. I don't necessarily want to just buy 12 by 12 to be able to get the 6 by 6s. I do in like white and black, but I like to use all different colors. So that's what I do. I actually get the envelopes, the then 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 from Amazon. And Carrie, this is the Prima little spatula, and I think, yeah, the silicone brush. And Kim's gonna have them in the next Shop the Box, maybe, or at least a future Shop the Box. So you can see this is, now this will crackle when it dries because this is the crackle paste, but it works the same as the shaving cream, right? It just, I didn't use as much because, well, shaving cream is cheap, and if I throw it away, I don't care. I'm a little stingier with my distress paste because, yeah, it's not $1 a can. But you can see you get a very similar look, right? So I'm going to pull this up so maybe you can see it. You can see how there's some mixing, but they're independent colors. So you know, you have that integrity of the color. And part of why I think this works so well is that Kimmie's inks are hybrid. So water-based inks, they break down and they start to mix when they get wet, and these hold their color. So you're not going to get that, you know, complete mixing or breaking down. The colors stay true and they stay bright. They mix a little, which gives a really nice look. Yeah, Sabrina, you can definitely see, right? You can see the purple petunia. You can see the lagoon. I put more petunia, so this has more purple, but you get that lagoon. Yeah, these are all of the inks that I'm using are Kraftin Kimmie inks. So I've used both the ink pads and the reinkers. I like to use both. I don't use reinkers just to reink my pads. I like to use them for techniques as well. I like to, you know, use all, I mean, I have way too much, let's be clear, but I like to use all my supplies and find new ways to use them. And the good thing is, because tomorrow is Kim's birthday, happy birthday, and 6,000 members in our group, everything is on sale. You get to create your own sale by using the Kimmie code and get Kim's 48, get 25% off. So let's look at these. So this is it's starting to dry. It's starting to crackle. This will be really pretty once it crackles all the way. These are the two done with shaving cream, right? The first pass and then the second pass. So different stencil, different look. first pass versus second pass, different look. So just showing how different it all can look. All right. One more thing. Somebody asked, and most of you know this, but somebody asked me, so I'm going to show here, how to use the scenery stencil. If you don't have this, they're restocked. Oh, you don't have any reinkers? You do need to change that ASAP. You know, Antoinette, I have never used the heat gun with shaving cream. We could try it. Hang on. Let's see. I have my heat gun right here. And let's see what happens. I think it's fine. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's dry. So it's dry and it still gives you that texture. So now it looks so it's dry. And what? We did this 10 minutes ago? Oh, I know what else too we can do. I have some expanding Nouveau mousse we can try. But I wanted to show this real quick because where's my, oh, here's my brush. So a lot of times, let me put my texture paste away. You can also, and we've done this before, but take your texture paste and add reinker to it and then mix it to be that color. You can also mix the crackle paste. I would show you a sample, but it's the Scrappy Challenge for February, so you'll have to wait and see. But I mixed, and it has a stencil that hasn't been released. Kim would kill me, so I can't do that. But you'll have to check out the Scrappy Challenge for February. I used the Texture Crackle Paste and the Marvelous Mocha Reinker, and then put it through the new stencil, and it turned out really cool. I like to use, for clouds, I like to use Bubbly Blue and then a little bit of our Mermaid Melody. Yeah, see? She's watching. She'd be like, what are you doing, Carrie? So I take some Bubbly Blue, right? And put that over the clouds to get a nice light. And then I like to go in with a little bit of, and a little bit because it's really dark, but add just a little bit of the darker color so you can see. I'll bring this up. But you can give a lot of definition to your clouds. But then you can go in and highlight some spaces, you know, and give them a little deeper with the melody. The Mermaid Melody. So I really like adding a little bit of the darker. You can also do that. Let me get rid of this one. If you want a little bit of a storm cloud. So we'll go down. We'll move it this way a little bit. So again, with the bubbly blue, right? I'm going to put that in. I'm going to put it right here so you guys can see it. But then I'm going to grab some granite gray and do the same thing. So maybe I want more of a storm cloud look. It's raining. I have a, you know, I've moved the blue. Let me start over. It's still cute, but let me get a new piece of paper and clean my stencil. Because I took the blue that was on it. And I want you to see the difference. Yes. So we'll do the little ones for the storm clouds. And I can also show you, so we'll do the bubbly blue. And then I'll pick up some granite gray. So then you can see, right, instead of that bright blue, it's got a grayer, a more storm cloud look to it. And of course, you'd move it down, right? Maybe put some big ones in there and go down further. But I just wanted to show you, you can use the color combinations. And then I've used the same stencil to do waves. So say we have one of our cute little penguins, and we want clouds up there. I flip it over because it's just easier for me. Hang on. Yeah, I do want to flip it over. So what I want though, right? I want these peaks. So this is the bottom. So I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to use the bubbly blue. Let me get rid of this one. And I want the mermaid melody back. Absolutely. Right? You start on the stencil and then you can blend off. So, right, for this, I want this peak to be the water. So I'm going to grab, again, so start on the stencil and go off because I don't want to be too heavy-handed. And then I can blend it all the way down, right? Going back up to the stencil and pulling that off. But now, when I flip this back right around, these are my waves, or this is my water. So I have my clouds up here, and this is my water. I could put my little penguin on some ice out here in the ocean with his maybe little storm clouds. And now I have what? Waves. Now, for the same stencil, hey, sweet pea. My Great Dane just came to see what I'm doing. Hi, sweet Dane. There's nice kisses for Mama. She won't get in she won't, maybe she put her little nose up here. Nope. She's like, no. So, right, this could be a hillside, but if you do it upside down, now, right, this way it's a hillside. This way, it's waves. Yeah, Oceans of Love, Keep Swimming, Beach Blanket Bingo. So we have big clouds. We have little clouds. We also have another hillside, right? Let me move this. And then we'll do embellishment mousse, the expanding one. And we'll heat it. Yeah, if you don't have this stencil, you should get it. Because, right, you can make a sun, or you could just make, right, a polka dot piece of paper with whatever colors you want. You could use, you know, this technique and then make polka dots. You can do whatever you want. You can use this technique, right? You can use it and remove color. And now you've made, you know, you might want to set it down in a few spots, but you could do a lot of things. But if we get our mossy meadow out with some emerald, and we take this stencil, or this side, and we take our mossy meadow, right? And then I can come in and add a little color. You know, this could be a hill. Take this, I want it to have some emerald on it, right? Make it be a little more green, that emerald green as opposed to that moss. Add some moss down, or some emerald down here. So now I could build, I could add clouds, but I've made a, you know, green. You can also do that upside down. Like, so if you want to pull it towards you, like I did with the waves versus, again, you know, away from, if that makes sense. But it's a stencil that you really want to make sure that you have, because you can do a lot of things with it. All right. Let me put this one over here. Let me grab another piece of paper and we'll do some mousse, some expanding mousse, and you can see, I think, yeah, so Kim made a hillside with the stencil and then used blue above it for the clouds. Pulled the stencil away and sponged the green up to the blue. Yeah. I do use baby wipes to clean my stencils, but you will see that I use them on the gel plate and everything. So they're stained. They're well used and well loved. This one's purple. I'm okay with that. This one's red. I'm okay. I'm okay. I just don't want there, you know, to be ink that comes off when I'm stenciling, but I'm okay that they get stained because they're, the one I did with the Marvelous Mocha is that color now, and I'm okay with that because it's well loved and well used. Okay, what stencil do you want to see for We have, what do I have? I have blue, green, and red of the expanding mousse. Yours are stained? Yep. What do we want to see and what stencil? I have them all, so whichever. We have snowflakes. We have happy hearts. We have sweater weather, burlap, harlequin, and then of course our crafty scenery. Do you want to see anything in particular? Happy hearts, okay? Happy hearts it is. And then I'm assuming we'll use the red. Expanding mousse. Not that hearts can't... Oh, you want snowflakes. Danielle beat you to it. You gotta have them all. All right, we've got to open this because it's brand new. Now it looks the same as so Erin, these aren't these are pouches. So these are like, I don't know, 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 maybe. No, I'm sorry. Just under 6 by 6. And so I cut the cardboard that comes, the little backer sheet that comes with Kimmie's. I cut it down to fit these and put the stencils in and then label them because I don't want them getting bent or hung up. So they're the same material as, you know, the pockets that so many of us use for our stamps, only these are 6 by 6. These, I don't know if Kimmie can get them. And maybe do a shop the box. Hi, Lori. These happen to be my favorite things. Okay, so this is the expanding mousse. And again, it looks the same. So we'll just pick it up. Seems to be a little creamier, or maybe because it's new. My other stuff is several years old. I use baby wipes for everything. That's how I clean my brushes too. I just run them over the baby wipe. And when they don't have any more, then they're clean. All right. So let's take this off and get another baby wipe to clean the stencil. So it has the same metallic. I'll lift it up, but I think we heat set this. Let me check. Let me clean this though. My Great Dane decided that she needed to be here, so she's under my desk. But as you can imagine, 145 pound, there you go, puppy doesn't fit so well. So now she's crawling out, trying between my legs. So we had to move there. Okay. So what does this say? This is the red leather. It says add texture, distress, 3D effect using a heat tool. So, we're going to try it. you can see, maybe you can see, let's make sure you can see. And I also want to find this one, because this is our crackle. You can see where it was thicker. It expanded and it's darker. But it still has that metallic color to it. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad that... I always worry, like, how is it gonna... You know, do you feel like it's step by step, like you could do it, that you're here crafting with me? Awesome. And so then this, if you guys remember, I used the crackle paste. So, can you see those crackles? I think you can. I love the crackle paste. I just think it gives a really cool effect on top of whatever effect you're going for, like this one. You see that crackle in there? Okay, good. All right, so this is what we did in our time together this morning. This was the resist, if you remember. This one was too. Any questions? Did you enjoy? Hopefully, I gave you some new ideas, inspired you to try something new that you hadn't tried before. Grab the shaving cream or the crackle paste, your embellishment mousse, and your Kimmie stamps and inks. Like I said with these, you know, mixing them, the reason why those colors are so vivid is Kimmie's hybrid inks. So I love my reinkers for more than just reinking. And you can use them on the gel press too. Thank you, ladies. Well, I hope you have a great crafting day, celebrating the 6,000 members and Kimmie's birthday. And I hope to see some postings on the Facebook page where you've tried some of these techniques or tried something new. If it's ink and it's getting inky, right, I have ink on my hands, then it's probably me that's doing it. So you guys have a great day. I had fun this morning. Thanks for tuning in with me. I know I'm the early bird of the day. So thanks and have a great crafty day.